Hi my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video. Today I want to do a book vlog. And I have been wanting to do this type of video for so long. I love to read books and I've been watching Sarah Crowley's videos on YouTube for so long. I've been watching them so much recently. I'm obsessed with them and this video is heavily inspired by her videos. I love them. They're so cozy to watch. I thought it'd be fun to kind of do my own video, show the type of books I like to read, because the type of books I read are a little different than Sarah's. She actually kind of reads from every genre, honestly, which is impressive. I do not have that skill as easily. But I like to also read romance, but I kind of get into the more spicier genre of romance. That's my preference area, but I also read some tamer books, but I kind of dabble in a little bit of both. There are a couple of things I want to get done. I'm planning on reading 2 books in this video and giving kind of a review of them after. I am gonna go to Michael's. I want to try to do a book journal in this video, but I have been having problems with my printer, so we will see if we get there. If not, that'll be in a different video. This is my first book vlog video, so we are learning as we go. So bear with me if this video is not great. I'm sorry. I am learning the ropes of how to do this. I'm so excited for this video, so I don't want to wait anymore. So let's get this video started. I hope you guys enjoy. Book is Powerless by Lauren Roberts. I've seen so much about this book. I've heard that it's so good and it has just been sitting on my bookshelf and I have not started it yet, and it's been out for a while, but I'm finally kind of in a mood to read it and I'm excited to read it right now, so I'm gonna read that in this video and kind of give you my thoughts and my review about it. I think it's gonna be really good. I have seen so much about it, so very hyped for this book. That's kind of in the fantasy genre. I kind of have something that's still a little bit fantasy but romance, which is what got me in the mood for romance or for fantasy. I didn't hear about this book before. I went to Barnes & Noble recently and I found this book just while I was browsing the aisles, so I've not heard of this book before. I've not seen anyone talk about it really, but it's called Court of the Vampire Queen by Katie Robert. She's apparently a New York Times and USA Today best-selling author. I never heard of her before, so I'm excited. I had never heard of it. I barely read the back, but I read a couple pages while I was sitting there and it seemed really interesting. She's apparently half human, half vampire. She's lived eternally torn between 2 worlds. And there's the love interest is a man named Malachi. He is a vampire. So yeah, I guess, oh, she did, okay, this makes more sense. She did Neon Gods, which I've read some of that book. I haven't finished it yet. But she did like that series, which Neon Gods, I think Hades and Persephone, if I'm right. And then she did Electric Idol, which I don't remember which one that is, but then she did Wicked Beauty, which I think is Sleeping Beauty. Because I think she does like Disney princess like spin-offs in like a romance genre, like a dark romance genre. So I'm excited now, actually. I didn't know that was her. So okay, that makes a lot more sense. So I'm very excited for this. I think it's going to be really good. We're gonna read that in this video, so I'm very excited, but I'm gonna go to Michael's before it gets too dark. It's like 1:40, probably, almost 2. Michael's was a bust, unfortunately. They had the notebooks I wanted, but they were all lined or dotted, and I prefer blank. So I'm just gonna go on Amazon and see if I can find something, but I did get the scrapbook that I was wanting. I'm not gonna show it though because it is very obvious of what I'm doing with it, and that's gonna come in a later video, so you'll have to wait for that video, but I'm not gonna show it. It's very obvious. So I am gonna go to Home Depot a different day. I was gonna maybe go today, but I don't really feel like it. I just need printer paper and I'm not going to print the stuff until I have the notebook because I'm gonna end up losing all of what I'm gonna print. We're gonna just go home, chill out, and probably just read for the night, I think is what I'm gonna do. That sounds nice. Good morning, guys. It is the next day. I planned on reading more last night, but I did not. I have class again. I have class today in about 2 hours. I had to skip my first one this morning because I had an appointment, but I have my next one. It starts at 2 and it starts at 2 and it's 12:10 right now. So I've just been chilling in my room. I just ate. And I'm gonna try to read a little more before I have to fully get ready and leave for my class. So I'm gonna see what I can read, and then I'll probably read more while I'm on campus during my commute. Thoughts already on the book. It's not what I expected, which that's fine. It got very PG-13 very fast. So this is definitely an 18+ book, but so far it's been fine. But as I said earlier, we're on chapter 4, about 26 pages, so hopefully we can get a lot farther. Wait, are there sections? Hold on, I was just kind of going through and I saw chapter 5. Are there parts? Oh, there are. Oh my god, I so should have understood that when I saw the beginning part, because it literally says Act 1 Sacrifice. Okay, there's different acts, so I'm hoping to at least get to Act 2, which is called Air. It'll be like that much of the book done, so that'll be, how many pages will that be? That'll be about 160 pages. Toothless. So, okay, I'm gonna get started and I will update you guys as we go. School and in comfy clothes, ready to chill out for a while. It is 5:09, so I'm probably gonna try to eat dinner soon-ish, start dinner soon. So I'm only gonna read for probably about a little, like 30 minutes. I'm on page 100 now. Finally starting to kind of get into the plot and see what this is about, kind of what the book's gonna be about and what's happening. So that's good, but I have this much left until Act 2, so I'm gonna try to finish this before I eat, which shouldn't be too hard, but I'm gonna try to finish this, and then once I get to Act 2, I'm gonna eat, and then try to get through Act 2 tonight, I think, because Act 2 will put me more than halfway done. I'm gonna leave my mind completely open. I don't want to have a bias off the book of just the beginning, so we're gonna finish and then I will give you a full final rundown and rating of the book and my thoughts about it. Okay, besties, I finished Court of the Vampire Queen last night, and I think it was an interesting book. It was not my favorite that I've read. This almost was a DNF for me, just because there wasn't a lot of plot in the book, honestly. I felt like the plot was a background, and honestly, the plot that she had in the book could have been put into like 100 pages or so. If she'd expanded more on the plot, it could have been a better book. would have been bigger. But I love spicy books, I will admit. They are sometimes fun to read, but I think this one just had too much. Like, there wasn't even any, like, really plot lines going along with it, especially in the beginning of the book. For, like, the first part of the book, you don't really know what's gonna happen until you get to the second part, where you kind of start understanding some things that are happening, but even then, it's questionable. So, I I'm going to give it officially 3.6 stars. Unfortunately, I just don't think it was good enough to give more than that, because I almost didn't finish it, and I just feel like it could have been so much better. And I know she's a good author. It's nothing against her or her book. Like, I know Neon Gods is a really good book. Also, the other ones I was wrong about. The Wicked Beauty is a Greek mythology also. I don't know about Electric Idol, but I was wrong about those in the beginning. It is not like fairy tale. Well, I guess, anyway, Greek mythology. But it's nothing against her. Like, I know she has really good books. It's literally a New York Times and USA she's a New York Times US Today bestselling author. So she is a very good author. I just think this book was not the best pick for me, and that's probably on me. I normally do too much research on my books and I spoil them for myself, and I didn't want to do that this time, which is why I just kind of went to Barnes & Noble and browsed until I found something that I thought might be interesting, and I found this one. So that was on me for not reading more about it maybe, and kind of when I read it, I think I read the middle where plot starts to kind of happen. So I thought that that was going to be the whole book. But it was not, and that is my fault. I should have kind of read more about that. So it's nothing against the author or the book. it was not my thing. I kind of talked about it in the beginning, but now that I know more about it, I'm going to kind of give a little description without giving away what happens in the book. So the book follows Mina, and Mina is half vampire, half human, and her father sent her to Malachi. Yeah, I was making sure I said that right. Her father sent her to Malachi, who is a full-blooded vampire, and she gets sent there, and then they kind of start a romance, and then some other people also get introduced that they all know each other, and it kind of becomes a whole circle of people. So it is multiple partners, which I also didn't know because it doesn't tell you on the back, which isn't a bad thing. I've read that before, but I just wasn't expecting it. So yeah, she opens up to a world that she never knew could be hers for the taking, including the love of Malachi's two closest friends and companions. So you'll find out who they are. It is a single POV, so you don't have anyone else's POVs except hers, which I also wish it would have been different POVs, because there was a couple times that there was like a chunk of time missing from her point of view, and you never actually figure out what happened to the guys during a certain time. So that part was also a little weird. Definitely check trigger warnings for this book. I think the trigger warnings are actually at the very front of the book. There's a trigger warnings page, and it's right here. Nope, right there. But definitely look up trigger warnings online. It's not, well, I'm not going to say if it's too bad or not for someone. So definitely look up trigger warnings for this book. But I think overall it was an okay read. I'm not mad I read it, but I definitely wish it would have been better. But I'm trying to decide if I read Powerless, because Powerless is a pretty big book, and I've been becoming so busy with school that it might take me a while longer than it took me to read Powerless, and I did this one. This one took me about 3 days, and Powerless might take me more if I read that because it's bigger, but I don't know. We'll have to look, because I don't really know what else is on my bookshelf that I would read. I don't know. Okay, so I have 3 books technically that I could read instead of Powerless. So as I said earlier, we have Powerless, and it's by Lauren Roberts. It's 494 pages exactly, which honestly isn't much different, honestly, than Court of the Vampire Queen. So this one was about the same, so I might be able to get through that one just as fast. I think it feels different because it's bigger than the other one, but I could get through this one, so I might do Powerless. But I also have A Touch of Darkness. I've had this one for a while, actually, and I've never read it. This one's kind of weird. Like, the inside is just very, I don't know, the pages feel weird. The book feels, oh, hello? Oh my god. Sorry, I don't understand what just happened. But I have that. I've never read it, and I've had it for a while, so I need to read it at some point. But I don't know if I'm feeling this. I think this is a Hades and Persephone retelling also. That's right. Yeah, this is a Hades and Persephone retelling. I've heard it is spicy. I don't know how spicy, but I'm kind of not feeling that right now. Just because that one didn't go, the other book didn't go well. I'm thinking I'm going to say no to A Touch of Darkness for right now. And then I also need to read Twisted Love. This is the only book in this series that I have the physical copy. All of the other ones, well, not all the other ones, but a couple of the other ones I've read on my Kindle or my phone. I don't remember which ones I've read. I'll put them right here, but these are the ones I've already read, and so I do have this one I still need to read. There's a couple more in the series I need to read, but I could read this. This was only 300 and something pages, which is better than 500. So I think I'm gonna read Twisted Love. I haven't read these in a while, and I think this might be a good change of pace from what I just read. I think I'm fantasied out for right now, and I don't want to give Powerless not a good chance. So I think I'm gonna read Twisted Love and then give Powerless a better chance another time. That way also this video is not like stretched for weeks, because if I read Powerless it will be. But I think I'm gonna read this one. I'm not going to be able to start until tomorrow because I have a lot of homework to get done. It's about to be a very busy weekend for me. So we'll see when I can even get this done. I'm hoping to find the audiobook of it so that when I am driving over the weekend, I can just listen to the so that when I'm driving over the weekend, I can listen to the audiobook of it, and then I'll finish it probably in a day if I listen to the audiobook. So if I want to do that, I might do that. That's probably going to be the easiest thing for me to do besides reading it in person, but definitely going to start it tomorrow. Good morning, besties. It is very early. You can see the sun starting to rise. We have a little bit of a sunrise, but it is 6:21 a.m. We are headed home. It is about a 2-hour and 54-minute drive right now. Normally it would be longer, but we're headed straight to the car place instead of home. I made a little stop at 7 Brew before I got on the road, so I got myself a lemonade. Just a drink to have on the road. I was able to download the Twisted Love audiobook, so I'll be able to listen to that. I plan on listening to that both ways to hopefully get as much done as I can, but I'm excited. I think it's going to be really good, but it's definitely going to be a long drive. Alright, besties, it is 2:58. We just got to the gas station. We were just getting on the road. I wanted to get a little snacky snack because it is still a 2-hour and 43-minute drive, and I'm probably not going to stop for dinner because by the time I get to the apartment it's going to be about 6. so I don't really want to stop and get dinner because it'll be too early, and we just had lunch. We went to lunch after I got my emissions test done. But I wanted to give a little book update before we started driving. We are 3 hours and 42 minutes into the book. I don't know what that is chapter-wise. I think we're either chapter 12 or 13. We're somewhere in there, I think. But I've been going by hours on here. But we are 3 hours and 42 minutes in. It's really good so far. I'm really loving this book. It's been so... Oh, we're very out of focus. Hello? Okay. It's been so good so far. It's so cute. It's different than the other Twisted series I've read. Some of them are a little darker than this one. But so far, I think it's been really good. I have been so excited because I love the brother's best friend trope, and so far it's been everything. I love it, but we are not halfway through yet even, but we'll get halfway through before we get back to the apartment. So I'm loving it, but I also want to show you what I got to eat really fast. I got a Dr. Pepper with cherry flavoring. I don't really drink soda, but they didn't really have any other options that I liked, and I really wanted to drink, so I got that. That's why I got a smaller one. I keep switching this. Got that to drink, and then I got Snickers to eat as like a little sweet treat, because I still have some chips with me in the car that I brought, so I have a little sweet treat, but I want to get on the road because I want to get home, and we're going to get home about 6. But that is kind of my book update for now. I'm thinking we're going to be able to finish the book by tomorrow, is what I'm thinking is going to happen. So, but I'm going to get on the road so I can get back to school and feed Toothless. Not too late. So let's get going and see how this book is going to go, because I'm so excited to see where this is going. It's so precious right now, so I'm so excited. I finally finished the book. Let's talk about it. I really did like it. I'm gonna give it a 4.35 star rating because I did really like the book. It was very good. I read it as well. I listened to it on the drive there and back, and I got to so by the time I got home, my audiobook had gotten me to chapter 29, and there is 43 chapters in the book. So when I got home, I decided to just finish it. So I read it all yesterday. I think the beginning was so good. It was so cute. Alex and Ava's relationship was I just loved it. It was so sweet. It was so cute. He hated everyone but her. He was so protective of her. Ava was an amazing main character. She was so sweet, but she also had enough sass that it was funny. And Alex definitely had some funny moments of his own, so they were just so cute, and I thought it was going really well, and it was. And then you got to the ending, and a lot of stuff happened the last couple of chapters that caught me very off guard, which it's the last part that made me not give it a higher rating. I didn't like the way it ended. There was something that happened that I was like, okay, so this is gonna happen, and then they're gonna kind of be mad for a little bit but then reconnect, and that did happen, just not in the way that I thought it was going to. There wasn't exactly miscommunication. That's what I thought was kind of happening, but that's not what happened, but it felt like that's what happened. And I just don't like miscommunication, even if it feels like it's miscommunication. Like, I just didn't like it, and the ending just wasn't it for me, unfortunately. I just think it could have ended so much better. They do end up together, but I think the way they got there could have ended up they could have done it better. So that's why my rating is not higher than it is, just because I wish the ending would have been different. I think it could have been such a cute ending, but it just did not end how I thought it was going to. It is a spicier book, but not until towards maybe halfway. It wasn't spicy until about halfway. I don't know, but it was farther back in the book, and it wasn't the entire plot, which I thought was nice. It was sprinkled in there enough that it honestly added to the story a little bit. But definitely look up trigger warnings. She has some trauma from her childhood, so that's a very, like, it is throughout the entire story, so definitely look up some trigger warnings about the book just so you know what you're getting into. Overall, I did really like it, and I would honestly highly suggest it. I really want to read the rest of the series now in order, even though I haven't done that already. Now that I've read the first book, I want to go finish the series because I think it was a good book. I think she's a really good author, and I think that the rest of her books, the ones that I've read, were really good. And I really like how the books are, like, you can read them as standalones, but they're interconnected. You see the characters, but it's not like the stories are so intertwined that you have to read them fully in order to understand the story. I'd highly recommend reading them in order, but I was able to read the one about Bridget without reading this one first, and I didn't have any problems understanding. So definitely need to read as standalones, but I love when books do that. There's so many books I've read where it's like each book is about a different brother and their relationship, and like they're obviously interconnected, but they're able to be read on their own. And that is the type of book that I love, and that is what this book is. So I highly recommend it, and I loved reading it. This was definitely a worth it read, and I would probably pick up again if I felt like it. We finally got the book and the papers, so we can finally start the book journal. This got here before this did. This took a while. My printer is still not working for me. I had to go downstairs in my apartment complex and print this on the community printer, which is fine, but I'm trying to still get mine to work. But we have the notebook, we have the pictures. I'm so excited. I think I'm gonna start with just cutting out the pictures and kind of looking up inspiration. I know the first page I want to do is like a monthly, how many books I read in a month, and there's a way that Sarah Caroli did it that I liked, but she gets through a lot more books than I do in a month, so I'm thinking of doing something that's a little less and fits on like one page. I saw some ideas, but we're gonna kind of look again, but I think that's kind of gonna be my plan, but we will see. But I definitely want to start with just cutting these out. I'll probably go downstairs and print out more later. This is more of like a test page to make sure the printer even printed in color, because I didn't know. So I think we're just gonna print those out and then go from there and see what happens. I just cut out all of my little books. So I have all of them done. It's so cute to see tiny little books. I don't know what it is about like looking at tiny little books, but this is just so cute. So I have some ideas, so I think I'm just gonna work on my reading journal and then just check back in with you after I've finished for this video. I think I'm gonna just go at it and just show you what I get done. I think is how I want to do this. I have some ideas, so I kind of know what I want to do, but I'm just going to jump right into it and then show you guys what I do when I'm done. Finished what I wanted to for this video's reading journal. I don't remember if I said already in this video, but because it is already September, I didn't want to just start up September, so I'm kind of filling in stuff from the beginning of the year till now. So I still have a couple things to fill in, but I'll show you kind of what I have right now. I plan on putting an intro page here, but it is not there yet. But I have my ratings page and like how I'm rating everything, my book goal page, and my goal is 42 books, and I'm about, I'd say halfway. I would say So I did that, which I think this page is really cute. This is one of my favorites. And then I did monthly faves. This is my all-time favorite page that I have filled out. As you can see, I only have 2 books in there yet. My favorite book of September, I know it's really early. It's only the 12th of September, but nothing is gonna top Apprentice to the Villain. I'm sorry. This is my favorite book, one of my favorite books I've ever read. So I already know she is my favorite. But we need to go back and fill out January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, and then these will be left over. But I need to figure out my books for there and then print those out. But that is all that I got done in the book, but I'm very happy with where I have it, and I'm so happy that I started it. It's so therapeutic. I've just been sitting here watching YouTube and doing it, and I'm just in love. I am in love with this page. That is it for this video. I hope you guys really enjoyed. I had so much fun filming this kind of video. I'm definitely gonna do more of these. I had so much fun doing my reading journal, reading the books I did. It made me read books I probably never would have read before. So I loved this. I'm definitely gonna do it more. If you guys want to see more of these kinds of videos, let me know in the comments. But I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye guys!